True crime, a tale for sake. World of YouTube. Jackass here. Tonight I was on Unsolved Mysteries. And this story really drawn my attention. And, of course, it's a case of murder and a case of bad investigation. I'm not always out here to bash down the police, but sometimes, there's always that bad batch. And, it ain't nobody's fault but who the people made themselves. So I'm not here to bash all the law enforcement is right. Because they can't help the bad batch they get either. But anyways, this poor kid, Norman Ladner, was your typical all-American kid. And, kind of reminded me of me when I was a kid. But the only difference is that, I wasn't always the type that was into hunting and stuff or carrying a gun. Of course, this kid was down in Mississippi. Of course, down in them parts, you probably do need to carry a gun. All them wild animals. But anyways, kid was out just wandering the woods as he would normally do. Like I will put the link in the full story, but I'm just here to talk about what had happened. Give my thoughts, theories, and ideas. That's it. And the thought and theory of the father and mother that came up sounds like a pretty good ordeal. Because it's like, wow, when you think of things like this and things happening like this, it's just sad. And of course, that is what I just got done talking about, the bad investigation. And and what made this story real interesting, and I mean, even everybody's, thoughts when a child of theirs is just doing a normal routine and ends up friggin' dead, and something is said or something is just not right. I don't blame this mother saying I won't stop till I find justice, pretty much. Because it's only true. Something happens and someone comes up to you and says, don't do this, don't pursue any further. Like the guy said, it's like, wow, you know what? But what had happened, like I said, he's wandering in the woods and didn't come home. Parents went out, and for every parent's worst nightmare, found their son dead in the middle of the woods. All thoughts, theories from the police at that time when they investigated. His gun is discharged. He supposedly, it looked like he might have fell out of a tree. He might have been up in a tree with his gun, fell, gun shot him. There was a gunshot bullet wound. Bullet was not found at the time, but went into the temple area, I believe, and went out the other side of the head. So, that being said, a shot to the temple. And they tried, and they still, to this day probably, said this kid committed suicide. You know, that's always the case in scenarios like this. The parents are like my son, and then everybody and anybody who knows their kids is the parents. Unless and these parents didn't look like the scumbag type parents either that would, not the kid learn how to handle a gun, for Christ's sakes. And they didn't look like the neglectful parents that, one kid would be able to, maybe commit suicide because why? His life sucks. Which, like I say in my last video for Judas Priest, nobody needs to commit suicide. But this kid looks far from 1,000 pictures, says 1,000 words, far from a suicidal tendency kid. So when they found him, they did the investigation, this and that, and, of course, the parents with their gut feeling. And here we go again with that gut feeling. If you get a gut feeling and you know something is not right, and God damn it, so be it, that's right. You go with that gut feeling. You don't hesitate to take a picture. You don't hesitate to call the police. You don't hesitate to do nothing. You got that gut feeling. Sometimes when something is wrong, the gut feeling is what you need to turn to. Some people lack that. But in this case, they went on the gut feeling. They went and did their own investigation. They went back to the scene. And of course, just like one would think with that gut feeling, they did find something, a bullet. A longer bullet that would not even have fit this kid's gun. Now, one could say, oh, maybe that's from another hunter, and they just dug it up. But you know what? What is the chance of finding a bullet at the same place where the boy was found? What is that chance? 1 in a million chance. I don't know. Don't get me wrong, man. I don't know. I don't think that could even, I don't know. One could think, yep, that's what happened. Hey, yeah, they just found another hunter's bullet. But not only that, like I said, after they searched and they brought that bullet to the police or the coroner or something. And they're like, no, we ain't going with that. They stuck to their guns. This kid committed suicide. And that being said, I think they did go to the coroner or a bullet expert. Someone they gave the bullet back. It wasn't even the same bullet. So here we are in another cover-up story. What really happened there? And they think, right, he was put to the ground and the gun was put to his head. And he got shot. Now, going back in time. Damn it. Hope I don't mess this up. Forgot the year of this. This year, mind you. 1989. There was a lot of sneaky things going around back in the 80s, late 70s. And what I've found in my findings because of dark secrets of Fort Devens, there was a lot of drug smuggling back in them days. And now I ain't labeled nobody in my videos, but people have said things in comments And one name particularly had came up back in the late 70s. The old Mr. Bill Clinton, supposedly smuggling. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't quote me on that. And then there's something about Oliver North. I remember when that guy was on the news, but I didn't take mind to that. I should have, but I didn't. And but later on I looked in. He had a lot of covering up to do. A lot of, let me take that dirt and sweep that under that rug. I kind of get the idea of what he was on trial for. I mean, I haven't fully read into that. But I am putting two and two together. And I don't have to. That's right. So the father said rightfully that his son could have. And I'm not saying that this drug ring that they speak of, that he could have stumbled upon by accident. Fortunately, that's what he thinks. Right. Just is at the wrong place at the wrong time. But yet, everything's being covered up. Nope, there was a suicide. And that's the sad thing about the crooked world, boy. And that person that went up to the mother saved the best for last and told her, stop looking for who killed your son. And it was more or less a warning. I don't think that person in particular was going to kill the people. But he was given a warning. But if someone finds out you're snooping around, you better stop. And that right there, my folks, friends, is the key to the case. Someone just deliberately walks up to you and tells you to stop doing what you're doing, or bad things are going to happen. Oh, fuck, bad thing already happened. Your son saw something, the son saw something they wasn't supposed to. And it's sick. I'm sick to say, and I want to give this kid the rightful peace. Rest in peace. I want to give him a moment of silence. And be the messenger for all other kids. As much as you want to. Back in them days, this kid should have had the, but I don't think he did. Don't get me wrong, he had some smarts, but he didn't have the street smarts. You see something going down, you need to walk away. I mean, I'm not trying to say it's a good thing. I'm not trying to say that you will, nothing happen to you, but get the hell out of Dodge. Because sometimes some things in this world cannot be overdrawn or thrown, or you gotta learn to walk away. You gotta learn to hear no evil, see no evil, hear no evil. No, speak no evil, sorry. Hear, speak, see no evil. And I think that goddamn crap was made up, boy. Made up by the government. Because, yeah, sometimes, sometimes, oh yeah, they're out doing their dirty deeds. And I don't want to ruin an AC/DC song, but it's what it's all about in this crooked world, man. And it sucks. Sucks. The only thing we can do is, shove it all on another group of people. Another you know, the bad crowd and make them look bad. I've seen some things in my life, that's right. It sucks to say, and it's kind of sick to say, but I have to go to the grave with it. I mean, don't get me wrong, it ain't nothing severe like a murder like this, no. No, I wouldn't let someone die innocently like that. There's other little things that had happened, you know. But I'll let you know it was done intentionally to bad people. Not good, bad. And I have to bring it to the grave. And I can't enjoy what happened to him in telling you. But everybody has an imagination, and everybody's can just sit back and think of what I know. But until that next video, be safe, take care. Always beware. Because stories like this always happen. Even today, it's sucking sick to say, but it's just something that this damn world is revolved around to doing. And it's sick. It's effing sick. And, but I like to keep these memories alive. I've been doing a lot of watching of Unsolved Mysteries. Got a lot more cases to do. And I figured I'd start doing these because they are old and they need to never be forgotten. It's oh man, even to think about it, man, it's just, but I feel as if I'm an advocate for the dead anyways. And I need to tell these tales of people, of deathly matters. Should have never have happened. Should have never have happened. So everybody keep your guard up. Be safe. Out.